Hey, this is Web Junior 1977 here, back in the Oasis once again, of course. Been a while, been quite a while. Um, been pretty busy doing stuff here and there, and haven't had a lot of time for a live discussion like I normally do. But thankfully, I'm back now for a little after being gone for a while. So hopefully, I can get some people in here and have a good stream. Last time I kind of had a live thing going with Mr. Chris Tuff. Just went in like a chat with him or whatever and broadcasted it. But it wasn't like, one-on-one showing things, getting caught up on different things. And so yeah, hopefully I can get some people in here and get going with a live discussion. Kind of hard to do these once in a while just because of, like I said, getting busy with stuff and having projects to do and work and kinds of fun stuff. But here now, and like I said, hopefully get some people going, people up in here. Hey, how's it going? I sent out some messages hoping to get somebody to come in. It normally takes a little while for people to realize that I'm live, even if I do put a link up. But how's it going, Steph? Glad you could make it in here. Made sure I told Mr. Chris, my buddy Chris. He gets upset when he can't come, when he isn't able to come in, and I told him not to worry about it. I know he can't make it to every single live stream. I mean, that's just, especially when I do one every week. Sometimes, I usually do one every week, but it doesn't seem to happen all the time for the various reasons I mentioned. But life has a way of getting in the way, and that's all right. But plenty of things more important than this. Got my Coca-Cola, as always. Gotta have that for a stream. Oh yeah, I figured I'd come in and get caught up. 6 days for anybody that's going to go watch the new Ghostbusters movie. Well, it's technically 7 days, but I get to go see it a day early, which is really awesome. I should be wearing. There we go. But yeah, 6 days, and get the old Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Looks really awesome. Seen both trailers for it. The international trailer, I believe, is a little bit better. Oh, I guarantee it's going to be awesome for sure. We're going to the 2 o'clock on Thursday, which is actually a day before it's supposed to go, but we got it a day early, which is awesome. Good buddy of mine was able to get us some 5 tickets, so I'm going to go see it a day early. Got scheduled off of work, which is a good thing, because you never know. I mean, well, obviously Thursday I work anyway, but I'm supposed to work Monday through Thursday, and we always seem to work Friday. Whether we have work to do or not, we always seem to work Friday. So, made sure that I scheduled off. But yeah, if you haven't seen the international stuff, you might have seen the trailer, but if you haven't seen the international version of the trailer, definitely watch that, because it's better than the original, than the basic trailer that come out. So make sure you type in international Ghostbusters Frozen Empire international trailer, and it's got a lot more stuff in it. It's got a lot of the same stuff, but it's also got a lot of new stuff. So make sure you check that out. It's pretty awesome. Can't freaking wait for sure. But that's one of the updates. The other update is I obviously you've seen in a previous video. Hey Angel, how you going? How's it going? Glad you could stop in. But oh, Tara said hi. But yeah, the hey Mr. Jumper, what's up? Yeah, it sounds like you're got your hands full there, brother. Figured I'd send you a message just in case you were able to drop in for a few minutes. Don't expect you to be real active in here, but if you want to be, that's fine. But I understand you got a lot on your plate. But I can't wait till you get down this way, brother. It's gonna be awesome. Justin's phone. Yeah, it's phones seem to do that when you most want them. It seems like trying to make a phone call or look up something, your phone's freaking dead. Happens to the best of us, that's for sure. But yeah, as you know, the from a previous video, if you watched, I got a MetaQuest 2. I've been playing Ghostbusters, obviously. They got a Ghostbusters game on there. And I've also been playing Iron Man VR, both of them, but I've been playing more Iron Man VR right now, and it is awesome. I love it. Definitely recommend, if any of you have VR headsets, I definitely recommend that. Hey, Mr. Christoph, brother. I am Iron Man. Lindy Rose. Hello, Uncle Billy. Lindy Rose. Not quite sure on the Lindy Rose. What? I know I'm probably an idiot, but who? Lindy Rose. But yeah, the Iron Man game is pretty badass. I do love it. I actually dare to say I probably like it better than the Ghostbusters. At least as good as the Ghostbusters game. But I've been playing both of them. I've also been playing the app. I guess not playing the app. Been on the app called Wander. Like you're wandering around. WANDER. Definitely recommend that as well. It's only $10. And it puts up a map, and it's like Google Earth basically. You can click on all kinds of different places, and you can go there and check it out. It's awesome. It's not necessarily a 3D it's not 3D, but it kind of gives you the hint that you're actually there. I mean, it kind of looks like you're there, except for the fact that they're taking a picture off of a Google Earth van, which means, however tall that van is, 5 foot or whatever, looks like you're standing in midair, sort of. But I mean, it's awesome. I love how you can go do that for $10. You can't really beat that. So. Oh, okay. The Rose part screwed with me. Is that a middle name, or the I guess it was the middle name. That's what. It was the Rose part that I didn't know. I didn't really know the Rose part, which is, and it kind of like, because my mom's name is Rose and my niece's name is Rose. Okay, see, I never knew her middle name, to be honest. Maybe I did, but I don't remember if I remember. So, if that makes sense. But but yeah, welcome for sure. Welcome. Um, I mean, welcome whether I knew you or not, obviously, but still, welcome. Pretty much everybody in here is related to me in some way, except for Chris Tuff and Todd Jumper, which they're like brothers from another mother, so they may as well be related. What there's family and then there's chosen family. Either way, you're family. So it's all family. But but I've been playing the Ghostbusters game, and I've been playing it's Rise of the Ghost Lord, I believe. Yeah, Rise of the Ghost Lord. Definitely recommend that game. It's pretty awesome, and the Iron Man game. But yeah, it's definitely definitely a fun time for both of those. For the Iron Man game, you need I guess for both of them, you need quite a bit of room. Can't really play them in the game room. I got to play them in my living room or my bedroom. Um, if I were to not be a lazy ass and move this love seat to like that side of the room, then I could probably play it in here well enough. But you know how that goes. But both are definitely good games. I definitely recommend both of them for sure. But yeah, I figured it's been quite a while, so I figured why not come on here and do a video, a live stream or whatever for an hour, 2 hours, whatever I can muster up without falling asleep. I figured I'd start it a little early, so wouldn't have to stay up real late. That, and maybe catch people before they decide to go to bed, because Lord knows I feel like doing it right now. But I tend to try to stay up a little later during the weekends and try to wake up as early as possible, just because I don't like, the weekends go fast enough as it is. So, I mean, it's like, don't want to make it any shorter than it has to be, basically. So, still have them all off, so that's good. But, make the most out of tonight, and, well, in a couple hours it'll be tomorrow. But, but yeah. Trying to think if there's any other. Surely there's something else new that One thing I want to bring up that some people may or may not be interested in or may not know about. Happy St. Patty's Day Eve. Oh yeah, cool. One thing that I want to bring up that I didn't know about kind of confused me, because if anybody knows anything about the Atari VCS, which probably most of you don't, or maybe none of you do, I don't know. Free Cobra Commander Funko Pop. Hey, that'd be awesome. Hell yeah. Don't really collect Funko Pops, but I mean, that's cool. Hell yeah. That would be appreciated, for sure. But the Atari VCS. I don't know if any of you. I'm sure Todd does. I'm sure Todd knows about it, and maybe Chris Tuff knows about it. But it's a somewhat new Atari that came out. It's not the newest Atari. Well, maybe it is the newest Atari that's out now, because there's another one coming out. I'm not sure if the newest one's out yet or not. I'll talk about that one as well. But the Atari VCS is the all-digital Atari that came out. It was completely fan-funded, kind of like the Hasbro Proton Pack and now the 2 in the box from HasLabs. But what I didn't know, though, is I went to... you saw a previous video of mine where I got the Sony stereo receiver. I got that at Best Buy, and I'm like looking around, I grabbed that, and I'm like walking around, and I'm like, wait a minute, I went up to check out, and happened to look back behind, up on the shelves, and I see Atari VCSs. I'm like, wait a minute, this is kind of confusing, because I didn't know that they made any for, like, selling in stores. I thought it was just completely fan-funded. I didn't know they made enough to actually stock shelves in stores. I thought you had to back them, you know what I mean? But apparently not. Apparently they have them at Best Buy, at least the one in Altoona anyway. Not really my thing. Like, I don't really have... I mean, if I would find one cheap, I would do it. But not really my cup of tea. Just because, I mean, I have 5 consoles here to play Atari games, So, it's like, it's cool, but it just kind of threw me off because I didn't know that they made, that they actually produced enough to stock shelves. It was kind of confusing. And then now they're having another Atari, and it's basically looks like the wood grain one like this, but it's substantially smaller than this one. But not like a ton smaller, but a good bit smaller. It has an HDMI port on there, on the back, and it will, in fact, play your old games. It also comes with a cartridge with 4 games on it, and on the back of that cartridge it has like different switches and stuff to where you can choose which game you want, depending on how the switches are flipped, which I thought was a pretty neat idea. It's obviously running off of ROM sets. But it can also play your old games, and they're also coming out with new games for it, which I thought was really awesome. Again, not really my cup of tea. Like, I probably won't buy it per se, but I just thought it was a really cool idea, and I thought that it was really awesome that Atari's sort of coming back. Like, I mean, they're actually back. I mean, if you really want to get technical, but I just thought it was awesome that they're still coming out with stuff. Because Atari never completely went out of business. They were still behind the scenes making certain games for stuff. Like every once in a while, you would see, an Xbox or a PlayStation game that says Atari on it. But they're making their own stuff again, which is pretty awesome. Pretty sure they're owned by a different company than they were, but either way, it's pretty friggin' awesome. So, now all we need is I gave her say Sony. Now all we need is Sega to come back. God, that would be awesome. That would be really awesome. For Sega to come back and make a new console. That would be really awesome, I think. That would be killer. I'd love to see that. But who knows? Maybe they will someday. I don't know. Again, Sega is... They're not making consoles, but they're still sort of a business. They're making games and stuff for different systems and stuff. They're like in association with other companies making games still. But they're just not making their own stuff. There's been plenty of speculation, plenty of rumors going around that they're going to make a Dreamcast 2. I don't know if that'll ever happen. I would completely be stoked about it if it did. But I don't know. I tend to try to stay optimistic with stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't know what the chances of that happening are. But hey, who knows? You never know what the future might hold and what they might do. So yeah, they could. Yeah. See, Sonic would. I mean, I'm not saying Sonic wouldn't be the same now, but they kind of sold out Sonic, so it's kind of Sonic's not a Sega thing anymore per se, because Sony can do it, and hell, it's even Nintendo has Sonic games, which is kind of strange. But I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. That'd be awesome. But maybe either that, or maybe come out with um, a whole new mascot for the new Sega consoles. Maybe, I don't know. Commodore 64 came back as a mini. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. They had the NES and an original PlayStation, and they're coming out with a lot of them little things. But I don't know if I would exactly call it as a con. I mean, it is a console. You can call it a console, but those are kind of like the first steps in, like, hopefully coming out with. Sometimes those are the first steps into making an actual big time console. Don't think the Commodore 64 is going to make any new stuff, but who knows? Maybe. But it's good to see that stuff. You know what I mean? It gives you more options are always better. I always say, like, got the fanboys out here like Sony needs to go somewhere and just have Xbox, and Nintendo needs to go, or Xbox needs. No, none of them need to go. Like, if they all stay, that's better. You know what I mean? You need the competition. You know, and more options are better, right? Like, why would you want less options? You know, just get them all. You know, I mean, a lot of people don't have that kind of money. Hell, I don't have that kind of money. I have to save up. You know, to get the stuff. The stuff you see now, I didn't just buy, 2 days ago. It's over years of collecting. So it's like, you have to save up and buy your stuff. But eventually, you get the different consoles that you like and that you want and stuff. And you don't have to sell for just a Nintendo or just Sega or just Sony or just Xbox or whatever, I understand, there's certain ones that you like better, that you play more. I get that, but you can get a variety of stuff too. You don't have to stick with one side or the other, Yeah, exactly. With that competition, they would just be like, well, okay, well, Sony, here at Sony, we're the only company that makes game consoles, home consoles. So if you want one, gotta buy from us. They have no other options, And then they don't have nobody to compete with. It would get crap, real quick. So, I mean, it's good that they're competing with each other. Competition is good when it comes to this, especially, So, you want them trying to outdo each other. That way, we win, Like, come out with bigger and better consoles, bigger and better games, So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, that's for sure. So, the things we need to get rid of, there's a lot of things we need to get rid of, but that's definitely not one of them. One thing we need to get rid of is scalping. That is just so, like, I understand that, if you want to buy a couple of consoles and you want to resell them, I get that. That's just making a profit. That's just, everybody's got to make money. I get that. But scalping is ridiculous, Right now you got people, the Ghostbusters movies come out soon. 7 days technically. They got these popcorn buckets that look like ghost traps. There's people buying them up by the dozens, and they only get so many in. Like, somebody was complaining, I was saying about, they shouldn't do that and blah blah blah, because this person bought like 8 of them, and this person's like, oh, they're giving it to underprivileged kids and stuff. I was like, no, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. They're scalping them on eBay. Like, if I was doing a charity thing and I was giving gifts to underprivileged kids, a piece of plastic that resembles a ghost trap that does nothing, maybe it lights up or maybe it makes a sound, which probably not, but even if it did, I can think of a lot better things to give them than that. You know what I mean? How about an actual toy that does something, or food, or money, or just the money for them to do what they need to do, or put it toward their education, or medical bills, or whatever. Like, that. Yeah, sometimes there are, but a lot of times they just don't give a crap. They just, as long as they get their money, they don't care. Like we went to the Afterlife. Uh, we went to the Afterlife when they had uh, the Ectomobile, and they were sold out before we got there. Like it was ridiculous. They were sold out in a couple hours, like just completely. And they say that they only get like a certain each theater only gets a certain amount, like 20, 30, somewhere between that to 50 maybe, depending on how big the cinema is and where it's located and stuff. But even if they get 50, that's nothing. Even if it's 100, which it's never 100, but even if it was 100, that's nothing when you consider how many people go to the movie theater every day. Like within a couple hours, there's 300 or 400 people, and they can sell out really quick. I mean, it doesn't take long, but yeah, I mean, they should limit that kind of stuff to, you know. Yeah, oh yeah, I guarantee that's happening too. That's just like Target, probably Walmart, especially Target we know of because they were putting stuff in the back at Target there for a while. They were putting items in the back. I'm sure Walmart does it too, but we know Target's been doing it. We have actual proof, video proof, and everything of them actually taking them off the shelf and putting them in the back. And I don't understand the concept of that. Like, I get it that we should limit it, but you can limit it with them on the shelf. You don't have to put them in the back. You put them in the back, then people don't even know you have them. So then people that work there can get them. I'm not saying they're stealing them; they're probably buying them. But again, they're probably scalping them on eBay for 3 or 4 times what they're worth, or what what the asking price is. Because obviously the asking price isn't what they're worth. Obviously, because businesses got to stay in business. Anybody that thinks that they spend $50,000 on making a vehicle is an idiot, because it depends on the vehicle, I guess. But a $50,000 vehicle doesn't cost $50,000 to make, because if it did, then that car company wouldn't be in business very long. But well, yeah, there's a lot of that kind of stuff that goes on, and it's pretty sad, is what it is. And there's some people like shooting me down on there, like, oh, you shouldn't be a jerk about it. They can buy as many as they want, but I'm not being a jerk. They're being the jerks, because they're the ones that are freaking buying them all up. Supply and demand. There's a demand and they're supplying on eBay for 3 times what the hell it's worth, or 3 times the asking price, the original price. And that's, like I said, like if you say you pay $80 for something and you charge $100 for it on the internet, that's fine. You made a little bit of money off of it, and I don't fault you for that, because, like I said, everybody's got to make money. But when this item costs $80 and you're selling for $300 or $400, then you're a freaking asshole. Sorry, but you are. Like, you don't need to make that much off. You don't need to make 3 or 4 times. Come on now, people. It gets ridiculous. They do it with game consoles. They do it with every year. They do it with, with everything. Like things that you wouldn't think that people would even buy. They do it with, and there's idiots that buy it. Like, I mean, I understand if you really need something, if you're a really big fan, but it's just not worth it, because all you're doing is feeding their greed, and they're gonna do it again next year, or not even next year, or next week. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly. It's what it is. They know that something's a hot item. They go to buy all the crap up, and then you can't find them in stores. And that's another reason why online shopping is a thing of the future. Like, before too long, you mark my words, before too long, there won't be any stores. Like, there'll be grocery stores, but there won't be I mean, there'll be Walmarts and stuff, but you won't be able to get a lot of stuff there. Like, well, now you can't get a lot of stuff there. Like, as far as, like, different types of toys, stuff like that, you can get them online or, you know, on eBay for more than they're asking for at Walmart. But it's slowly heading that way to where you're just going to have to buy it online. And a lot of people do that already, like, because it's so much more convenient. You can find more stuff. It just, people are not going to the stores as much as they used to. There used to be mobs going to the store getting stuff, and now once in a while you go there and it's busy. But most of the time when I do that, it's at a Walmart, and it's because it's a grocery store, you know. And, you know, you really can't, I mean, I guess you can, to a point, order food, you know, on the internet, have it delivered, but it's not as widespread as, you know, electronics and toys and, you know, beauty products and stuff like that. You just order them online, have them shipped right to you. Like, it's like a no-brainer. You don't have to leave the house. You might get it cheaper. You might actually be able to find it, you know. Well, yeah, that's another thing, yeah. Especially with COVID and all this and that, and what's going to be after COVID. There's always something else, you know what I mean? There's always another illness that comes up that spreads like wildfire, and then it goes away. I mean, I'm not saying COVID went away, because it didn't go away, but it's just not talked about as much anymore. It's still around, clearly, but it's, I mean, COVID's been around for a long, long time. It's just somewhat recently in humans, of course. It's been in animal livestock for years, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how things get and how things are getting. Yeah, I hear you, brother, for sure. Yeah, it's crazy, definitely a crazy world we live in now. Not to say it wasn't crazy back then, but it's more crazy now. It's only going to get worse, unfortunately. But hope everyone out here stays safe, and everyone that's watching and everyone that's not watching. Yeah, oh yeah, it's crazy. Freaking $10, yeah. I mean, it's astonishing how, and not in a good way, how things have gone up, for sure. Gas especially. Well, I mean, obviously when gas goes, obviously all needs to go up is gas and diesel. I mean, everyone knows, because once that goes up, it takes more money to deliver it, which means they got to charge you more money for it. Crazy. For sure, I was. For sure, I was. Yeah, exactly, Steph. Yeah, gas is the start of all of it, though, brother. Gas is pretty much the only reason that everything else is going up. It's the root cause is gas prices. Like I said, because once gas prices and fuel prices, especially diesel prices, because the trucks that deliver all the stuff are burning diesel. So obviously, when diesel goes up, they have to raise everything because the cost of diesel. They got to raise the price of whatever they're delivering. So I mean, it's crazy. Hey Jamie, love you too. I know it's been a while since I called you Jamie, right? Just because it's right there. But Girlie's in here. Heck, the whole family's in here. But yeah, it's crazy. It really is. Just go back and look a couple years ago, just 2 or 3 years ago, and look at the prices of stuff, and then look at it now, and it's ridiculous. It is really ridiculous. It's sad. It really is. Hopefully they figure out something one of these days, and I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's not a good thing, that's for sure. Went a little longer. Well, in my defense, I had that other can pretty much drank before I even started the stream, so. I swear I need to get Coca-Cola to sponsor me somehow. Probably never going to happen, but that'd be cool. Much as their product is, I don't drink as much Coca-Cola as I used to, or much soda at all, but I always drink it on stream, it seems like. But I've been cutting back a lot. Oh yeah, hell yeah, brother, for sure. We don't want no Pepsi crap, do we? I don't want it to taste like. If you get Coca-Cola and you put a bunch of pennies in it and you drink it, that's to me that's what Pepsi tastes like. No, thank you. But anyway, glad to see everybody. Glad it was such a great turnout. I'm not saying I'm leaving or anything right now. I'm just saying, hell yeah, for sure. But not saying I'm leaving or anything. I'm just saying I'm glad to see everybody. It's awesome. I was hoping I would get some sort of a turnout. It's been a while since I've done one, so did a live stream. So last time it was with Chris Tuffair. We was chatting amongst ourselves, and got an occasional person to come in. I don't know if anyone commented or not. I can't remember. Can't remember if anyone commented or not. I'm not sure. Been a while. But yeah. Ugh. Nap time. Oh yeah. Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake. Ugh. Yeah, I try to change it. I got Slimer back here. I got a Bullet Bill Pella. It's just a little thing. It's like almost plushy size, basically. I wouldn't really call it a pillow, but this is a pillow, you know. But pretty cool anyway. Can't even remember where the heck I got it from. Sandy, I think, bought this. I can't remember anymore. It's hard to remember where everything come from, you know. Crazy. Oh, you mean this right here? You talking about that girly, that wooden one? Let me move the Proton pack out of the way. Talking about this, made out of wood. This Renee's husband, Matt Fisher, he made this out of wood. He cut it out and painted it and everything. Pretty damn good job. I haven't been able to, I had it up on the wall, but then I put a different air conditioner in and it doesn't fit up there no more, so kind of put it here for now until I do have a place to put it over here now, but I got to figure out how I want to put it up. Because last time I had like rubber pieces to like clamp it in, because I didn't want to drill a hole in it or anything. But I might put like a hanger on there, nail like a picture hanger on there on the back of it, and so I can hang it up. That's probably how I'll go with it. Yeah, it does. It does look really good. This camera doesn't do really much justice, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. He asked me one Christmas, like, which Mario I like the most, and I said the 8-bit. The old 8-bit Mario, so that's why he did that. But, yeah, pretty awesome. I have a few things that I want to hang up, like this. Like this Pac-Man. It's made out of tin. I want to find a place to hang it up. Actually, I think I just found a place right there, but don't want to do it right now, but yeah, there's a few things that once I get the room to actually display it, you know how that works. It's me, a Mario. But yeah, it's but yeah, it's quite a bit of stuff in here to try to. It's like 10 pounds in a 5-pound sack. It seems like it's crazy. Trying to find room to display everything. It just doesn't work, you know. But slowly trying to figure out how to display certain things, like this little bookshelf over here. If I got rid of that, it's not really a bookshelf, it's a cabinet that I took the doors off of. If I got another bookshelf like back here and put there, then I could, you know, put all that stuff back on, plus more stuff, you know what I mean? I wish I could find somebody that, like, I don't know if anybody's ever seen the people that go in and they can maximize their space and stuff. They knows how to maximize space. It'd be great to have them in here, like, just to see what they can do. Like, hey, I need more space. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's ridiculous how cram all these little, like, all them figures up here on top. You like touch one of them and it knocks another one over, and one falls. It's like a domino effect. It's like knock one over and it knocks this guy over and that guy over, and I'm like, and you gotta set them all back up. Best thing I've learned is just not to touch them. But once in a while you have to, you know what I mean? You're like, so, what is that up there? Okay, I'll show you. Boom, whoops. Knock it over. Or, you know, it gets knocked over. It just falls over. And then you gotta come in and fix it. Have one land on the floor or something. Gets a little monotonous once in a while. Picking everything up, but yeah, I have some consoles and stuff that never really see the camera much. I can actually show you a couple right now pretty easily. I got a couple right here that I'm pretty sure I've shown on camera. I'm not sure how long it's been, but like the Odyssey 200 by Magnavox. This is an old console. It has the controls right on the console itself. Pretty old. I'll show you exactly how old it is. Made in the USA, you know. How many things can you say are made in the USA now? Like, almost nothing, it seems like, anymore. I don't know if there's a year on here or not, but doesn't seem to be. Oh yeah, I've been playing the crap out of that Quest. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it at least a foot scratcher anyway. That's what it looks like. So, something to that effect. But I've been playing Ghostbusters, obviously. I've been playing Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord. It's a really good game. It's a $30 game. And I've also been playing Iron Man VR, which is really awesome. And also the old Intellivision. It doesn't get shown very much. But yeah, those are just a couple examples of but yeah, there goes the cartridge. But yeah, the Intellivision. Just crapped out its cartridge. Just pushes right in the side, you know, it's alright. No one was really that concerned with how controller's plugged in that time, I guess. But yeah, I know the Intellivision works. I'm not sure about the not really sure about the Odyssey 200, whether it works or not, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just cool for a conversation piece, you know, displaying. Did you? Awesome. But yeah, it's a lot like the ColecoVision, which I have over here as well. It's a similar console where the controllers plug into the top of it. I'm not sure if the controller is unplugged from the Intellivision or if they're just wired fast to it, but I'm thinking they unplugged, but I'm not too positive about that. But yeah, I mean, there's like so much stuff that rarely gets shown on camera, like all that stuff over here. Like when I do like room tours and stuff, I'll show it, but I don't even think that Intellivision and that Odyssey 200 or whatever even gets shown. But once in a while, I remember about them and say, hey, yeah, I got these too, you know. And there's various other things that it just so much stuff. You can look at it for a couple hours and not see everything. It's ridiculous, but it's a good ridiculous, but it's ridiculous. Yeah, you know, I mean, kind of one of those deals, but crazy. Yeah, I actually just picked up I sold a GameCube and then I bought another one. And actually, I'll show you something really rare for the GameCube, Jamie. Girly, whatever your name is. Jamie's her name, but yeah. Obviously I call you Girly all the time. Let's see. See if I can find it in a timely fashion. I'm sure I can. GameCube. Something that's really rare, like. Okay, so you know the Game Boy player, obviously. There's a Game Boy player, snaps underneath the GameCube, and you can get them pretty easily. I mean, they're not that rare. But what is rare is this. This is the rare part of it. And what it is the Game Boy player disc, which is needed, not really, but officially it's needed to put in the GameCube, so you can play any Game Boy title through your GameCube, which is really awesome. There is a workaround for this, however. You can buy or make it yourself. If you're inclined in that kind of thing, you can make a memory card that you could put in into your GameCube, and then it can work off certain games. Like I know that, like the Twilight game, like Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess, for instance, or whatever is one of the compatible games. You put in that memory card with that game, and then a Game Boy game, and it'll play through. But this is way easier, way more expensive though. This is like, if you're going to look for this on the internet, I would expect you probably not going to get one for less than $200 or $300 for this disc. It's ridiculous. But yeah, these are ridiculously priced. This right here is actually this is exactly what my GameCube looks like. If you can see it back here, you can't see the Game Boy player, but right there's the GameCube, and that's exactly what mine is. It's got the black Game Boy player, and then you put the game. I don't know why they have that. It's funny how they have that just for display, but then when you look here, it clearly shows you have to flip it around to put it in there. But yeah, it's a pretty rare item. Yeah, for a freaking disc, a little tiny disc, $300, $300. I paid $180 for it, for this and the GameCube. Got it from a friend though. That's the only reason I got that good of a price for it. That's the crazy thing about it. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I could show you some of my my GameCube collection. I have some loose games as well, like 6 or 8. There's like a 007 game and some other stuff. I have like 6 other games for the GameCube. But I'll show you the boxed ones I have, which isn't very many, but I have Minority Report. I have WrestleMania 18. And I just picked this one up. Perfect example. Sonic game for Nintendo. You know, because everybody has the rights to it anymore, it seems like. There's all the games that are on this disc. Got this from the same buddy that I got this from. Got a good deal on it. Yeah, it kind of does. You're right. It kind of does. It's probably not the rarest thing I have here, but it's pretty rare. I can show you another rare thing I have here quick. I just ran onto the other day. Not that I forgot I had it, but kind of forgot where it was because, you know. And that is this right here. The Pocket Station. At first glance, you're going to look at it and be like, yeah, that's one of those little things where you can't let your pet die. I mean, that's what it looks like. You know what I mean? So basically what it looks like. But the way you can tell it's authentic is the pattern on the speaker right there is the right pattern. Trust me, it is. Because you might not know. And then if you look real carefully at, I might not be able to get it on camera, but if you look real carefully at the screen, I'm going to try to get it in such a way that you can see it. Right there you can faintly see it. There's a PlayStation logo right in the center. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's another way you can tell. You can see it with the naked eye really easy, but it's hard for this camera to focus on anything like that. But you might ask what this is for. It's for the original PlayStation. Yeah, kind of weird. And what it does is you can flip it up like that and plug it into the original PlayStation memory card slot. And it can be used as a memory card, first of all. Second of all, with only a handful of games, I want to say 7 games. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure there's at least 7 games that work for it, which is very little compared to how many PlayStation games were made. Thousands. But with certain games, you could put on there like Crash Bandicoot. I know Crash Bandicoot is one of them. I think the original. And with the saved game of Crash Bandicoot on there, you could then pull it out. And as you can see, it has buttons on it. You can actually play it on here and actually level up your characters or whatever on here and then put it back into your PlayStation and resume. It's pretty awesome. It was pretty ahead of its time. It didn't really take off too well, which is why it's worth so much, because they just discontinued them. And there's a lot of fakes also made. Sir, your Sega Dreamcast. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm glad you mentioned Sega Dreamcast, because they also did something similar for the Sega Dreamcast. And I have one right here. This is obviously the controller, but what's inside the controller, they actually did something similar for the Dreamcast. It's an all-in-one unit. Memory card, obviously, but it also functioned basically like the the Pocket Station, PlayStation Pocket Station. That's a tongue twister, but kind of a similar idea basically. A little bit bigger screen, a little bit different, a little bit better controls. It actually has an actual D-pad and A and B buttons, and so yeah, kind of the same deal. This one isn't quite as rare. It's still worth a good bit of money, but this one's actually worth a lot more and a lot more rare. So, and this one actually functions actually in the controller as well. You could see different information in that as you're playing on the controller. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I understand, Steph, for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of cool little gadgets, for sure. But yeah, it can get pricey. That's for damn sure. But that's kind of a couple rare things. Actually, you're kind of right about that, though, Chris. Because I don't have as many hats as I used to. I could use some more hats. I definitely could. I'd like to get another. I like to get Legend of Zelda hat. But when I do get hats, it's going to be like this for now on. Some sort of adjustable strap, preferably Velcro. I'm not, well, this is a different type of adjustable. That's acceptable too, but this actually was given to me by Mama. So, hold this dear to my heart. Even when the hat takes a crap, I'm going to take this metal off and keep it. I'm not gonna buy fitted hats anymore, just because eventually they don't fit anymore because they stretch. So. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, because they go crap and then you throw them away. But gaming hats. That's another thing. Excuse me. Another thing I'm going to start collecting, and they're a little pricey. So I don't want to say, hey, here's a gift idea, because they can get pretty pricey, and that is video game vinyls and records. They call them vinyls now for some reason because they're made of vinyl. But back in my day, they just called them records. But anyway, vinyl records. But they just call them vinyl now for some reason. I definitely want to get into that, but that's going to be another pricey thing. Yeah, because those things can get pretty bad. But I'd like to get a few of those. That'd be cool. Basically, plays the music of what the music was on the games, which is pretty awesome. So, and obviously for me, the older the better. I mean, but like Golden Axe, that'd be awesome to have one, but probably $40-50 for a vinyl. That's crazy. But that's the only reason I haven't done it yet, because I have a phone, and my new receiver is Bluetooth. I can just look it up on my phone and send it there and listen to it. You know what I mean? Or a Slimer hat. Those are expensive too, though. Gameplay. Hey, good evening, man. Appreciate you stopping in, for sure. Not sure if you're new or not, but I see gameplay on there, and hey, that's all I need to see, brother. Glad you're here. You're in the right place, I can tell you that. But anyway, I'll show you a cool hat if this camera participates here, plays along and lets me show you. I'm going to dim the screen a little bit. I do have one laid out I got to fix. I don't know if you even notice it on screen, probably, but it's a little dimmer than normal in here. But again, this is like $40 for a hat. Like, Do you have the game system 3DO? Yes, I do, brother. I do indeed. Let me bear with me for a second. This one's a little, there we go. There's the controllers, I'll lay them over. Then I'll show you this hat I'm, woo, watch out. Don't want that to fall off of there. Right there, brother, Panasonic 3DO. It's definitely an old console, it works. But it doesn't work well, just because they don't, they never did work really fast. But yeah, this is the original model. They actually made another model, top-loading model as well, but this is the original model. Yeah, nice to meet you too, man, for sure. Yeah, it was. But yeah, it's freaking cool. I love it. I don't know if you know much about the controllers, but I want to show you about the controller. Here's one of the controllers. All right. Just your basic, like, basically set up like a 3-button. You never heard of it. But yeah, the kind of your basic, kind of like your basic standard, well, I have one right here, hold on. Kind of like your, it's not the same shape. Oh, there goes a box. Oh well. Not the same shape, obviously, but basically, you know, it's your standard Sega Genesis 3-button controller, sort of. But the unique thing about these is you can play multiplayer, right? You can play multiplayer on your 3DO. But if you notice, here's the controller port. First thing I notice is it's the exact same controller port as the Sega Genesis, which is the exact same controller port for Neo Geo, or not Neo Geo, but the ColecoVision, Intellivision, I think. Also Atari 2600. But anyway, there's only one controller port. That's the point I'm trying to make. So how do you play more than one game? How do you play more than one player? Well, here's the other controller. Got two controllers. But what you didn't see before is there's a controller port on the controller. So you would plug this controller in, and then plug this controller into that controller. Then you got your 2-player. And I'm assuming you can do more than 2, but maybe not. I don't know. It was expensive back in the day. Yeah, it definitely was. It's expensive now, honestly, but yeah, you had it. You had it, Mark. Yeah, you had it before I showed it. But yeah, they plug into each other, which is really strange. Something you would never see today, I'm sure. Because they'd be like, well, I mean, they're wireless, obviously now, but yeah, kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Another pretty crazy console was the TurboGrafx 16. And here's the game card. That's a game for it. And you notice I only have one? Yeah. It's because the games for this are freaking crazy. This is probably the cheapest game. This is like maybe a $10 or $15 game. It's just like, this is basically like the Super Mario Brothers of Nintendo, Keith Courage. So yeah. But yeah, most of the cartridges for this are like 70, 50, 60, 70 and up, like in the hundreds of dollars. Don't have the back piece for it. That's like $100 just for this piece that snaps on the back that turns this big port into RCA cable, or RCA outs. You could buy an aftermarket one, it's like 20 bucks. Been thinking about it, but I need to get a controller for this. You can get aftermarket controllers, or reproduction controllers, I should say. Not aftermarket, but reproduction controllers for pretty cheap, not too bad. I got an arcade stick for it, which was expensive too, but I don't like the arcade sticks on most games. I just prefer a regular controller, unless it's an arcade game. Old controllers last forever. Yeah, exactly, for sure. Welcome in, by the way, Bronx Sushi. Appreciate you stopping in. But yeah, definitely, if you've noticed it, a lot of people should notice that. The old controllers, they last for years and years, whereas the new ones are like garbage anymore, you know. I got some Atari 2600 games. Yeah, Atari 26, well I do, but I have some Atari 2600 controllers that are, you know, older than some of the people watching this stream right now probably, and they still work, you know. My first PS5 controller I have has stick drift. I had to buy another controller, and there's nothing I can do for it. Like, I've been trying to fix it for a while, tearing it apart, spraying the old BW100, which is really awesome. I highly recommend it, but it can't fix everything. This is like a $14 can of spray, and I haven't used much of it, but you don't need much, so it's worth every penny of it. Believe me, this stuff is like awesome. You can spray it on electronics when they're running, and it won't hurt a thing. So I mean, it's really good stuff. But Panasonic console never. Oh really? Yeah, I mean, different regions it sucks because different regions you just don't see. You just don't see that sort of stuff. It sucks. They should have, you know what I mean, the same stuff for everybody. But yeah, it really sucks. What was I? I was going to show something else, but I can't remember what it was now. Let me think. Maybe I'll think of it here in a second. But yeah, it was. There's a lot of. I was going to show this hat if I can find it. There's a Slimer hat that I'd love to have, but again, it's like a $40 hat. It's crazy how expensive this stuff is. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Well, yeah, it's some of the prices of stuff definitely gets crazy. That's for sure. Not even sure I'm going to be able to find this hat. There it is. I'd love to have this hat right here, but again, it's like, well, this one here's $59. And I'm not going to spend that on, you know, I mean, that's just crazy. But check out that hat. And the brim of it is pizza and looks like Slimer's eating it. That's a really awesome hat. Yep, that's when I was born, September. I got a couple 2600s. I got the 4-switch Woody right here. Oh, appreciate it. This is actually like a carpenter's hat from Walmart, and I just put a patch on it. I got the 6-switch Woody down there, and then back here, right under my Sega CD. My Sega CD's right there in the plastic, and underneath that is the black version, or the Darth Vader version. People call it the Darth Vader version, but it's not really a Darth Vader version. It's just black, so they just call it that. But yeah. But yeah, this is just a patch. I need to sew that on there, but yeah, we are. I don't know if you know it or not, but Johnny, but I used to be part of I mean, I'm still part of the group, but we haven't done since COVID. COVID screwed up a lot of stuff, and we haven't really got back into the charity events like we used to do. Ghostbusters and the retro game Ghostbusters. I could show you one of our magnets I used to put on my vehicle with our logo. This isn't the newest version of the logo, but this is the old version of the logo, which I kind of like better. I don't like this, and I don't like the new one quite as well, I think. But both of them are awesome. But I got the Hasbro Proton Pack down here with modifications, obviously. I also got the 2 in the box pre-ordered, or I backed that project as well. Gonna be getting that, so that'd be awesome. There's a couple magnets there I want to give to my buddy for his car. Also got this fluorescent freaking green paint. You can guess what it's about. I just never used it yet. I just forgot I had it until now. Till a couple days ago. Yeah, we will. It'll take a little while, but we'll get back into it. It's just gonna take a while to get started again. Groups are busy here. Oh, I guarantee you, brother. I guarantee you. A couple years back, we went to Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, to find wine and good spirits, and to pick up this bad boy right here. I'm not a drinker by any means, but pretty noticeable initials right there. Dan Aykroyd, the man, Dan Aykroyd. You went there and you bought. He basically owns Crystal Head Vodka, or at least a good percentage of the company. I'm not sure if he owns the entire company or not, but you bought this. You got his autograph or initials in this case. I also got another thing initialed. Another. I got a Tobin Spirit God initialed. I can send an invite friend for me. You mean on like Facebook or something? It can be a lot of. Yeah, it can definitely be a lot of work for sure. Tour on Thursday. I heard the guest. Yeah. That would be awesome to go see the cast. That for sure. For PSN. Yeah, you can send me an invite. Just let me know. Just put down your name here, your username. Send me a message. Put down the username, so I know it's you. It's just Web WEBJR is my PSN if you want to add me. Also, let me see if I can find it here. It's probably back a good ways now. Pictures tend to get buried in my phone. I'm sure they get buried in a lot of people's phones, but yeah, it's going to take a little while. I'll try to keep up with the comments. Okay. Well, I can actually accept it with my phone. I don't even need to get on. No, I didn't even think of it, but yeah. I can accept it right on my phone. Now that I'm thinking of it. Where in the world? Yeah, I'd say it's back there a good ways. Didn't realize just how buried it did get. Alright, here we go. There's good old Dan Aykroyd right there. I got my picture with him. This is my old Spirit Halloween pack that I had on. Still have the pack, but now I have the full size pack, which is awesome. But there's me in full gear. That's my old suit that didn't really fit that well. It was a hand-me-down, had to chop up to make fit, and it still didn't really fit me that well. But I got a much better suit now. Had to spend $80 on it, but it's an authentic fireproof. I don't know why it needs to be fireproof. For me, I don't know why it has to be fireproof, but I guess it's just a bonus. I don't know. But it's an original, authentic suit. Also, a couple others. Here's me with hell yeah. Here's me with Lou Ferrigno. Awesome dude. I'm not sure where the others. Not sure where the others got to. Oh, there's me with the Axe and Smash Demolition. That's back when I had the crappy suit with the blow-up pack. There's part of our group right there. From left to right, E. Bernhard Warg here on YouTube. The center guy is Trans 38, also known as Smokescreen 38, and then of course I'm on the far right. Again, this is our blow-up packs with the crappy suits, as you can tell. But I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? So we've came a long way since then. So yeah, we've definitely come a long ways since then, for sure. With our packs and our suits, and pretty awesome. Actually, I think I have. See if I can find that pretty quick. I hope. Yep, yeah, I still have it. I have to do some repairs on it. It's nothing like critical or nothing, but it's stuff that I have to do to maintain it again before I can drive it much. But I mean, I could drive it. It runs and goes, but there's some things to it that I don't want to drive it long distances right now, just because I'm not sure how it's going to react. But yeah, here's my new suit. It fits me quite a bit better than the old one did. Pretty awesome. But yeah, I still have the Slimer mobile. I actually named it Slimer 1, and I actually have a legit tag from the you know, not MVA or DMV, I guess it's called up here. PennDOT, DMV, whatever. It actually says Slimer 1 right on it, which is awesome. It's pretty cool. So, but yeah, hopefully I'll get her up and going again soon. But it's a work in progress, I suppose. Hopefully I get it going about around the time we get going with our charity stuff again, and so I have to run around, go to these different events. We're actually, if you actually Google, let me see what, not Google, but here on YouTube. Right here, if you Google the Retro Gaming Ghostbusters of Fulton County give back during the holidays, there's my Ectomobile right there, Slimer 1. Look that up on YouTube. We're actually on the news from Altoona, because we were in Duncansville, which is close to Altoona. It's the outskirts of Altoona. We were actually on the news. I can actually probably play it for you, but let me know what it needs. Let's see. I'm not going to get flagged or anything. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to do anything.
Well, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, there's a Ghostbusters group that's not too far away. Our Tiffany Rizzo explains how they were spreading some Christmas joy today. And Tiffany, what did the group actually do?
Matt, who are you going to call? Well, the Retro Gaming Ghostbusters of Fulton County, of course. This organization does local charity events, and around Christmas time, gives out gifts for the holidays. You may even have seen them at the East Freedom Walmart. That's where they were yesterday, spreading holiday cheer. Ghostbusters Aaron Seville says they try to get out and do as much as they can for the community.
We all know how families are struggling, especially this year with COVID. The COVID this year really hit really bad. And it's like this year we didn't do too much charity events as well as what we planned on trying to do. But we plan on doing more for the community and help to give back what people deserve.
Seville says they will continue to serve communities in the area. In studio, Tiffany Rizzo, WTHA News.
But yeah, it's pretty awesome. We was actually on the news and all that good stuff. But that was one of the last things we done. Because then COVID hit pretty hard. Or COVID had already hit. And there was already people with... I think that was right before the mask. I think that was right before the mask mandates. But a lot of people would watch that video and be like, why do they have blue suits on? I don't remember, the Ghostbusters having blue suits. Well, Ghostbusters 2, they did for a very short time in the movie. They had blue suits and Santa hats, and they were running down Central Park or whatever, right down through the town. And then they switched back to the tan suits. So, but they didn't have them very long. But we do have blue suits as well with the Ghostbusters, well, this side, with the Ghostbusters 2 patch, which is pretty awesome. So we have both for... We normally only wear the blue one around the holidays with the Santa hat, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, it was definitely fun doing that, and giving we did that for the kids, and then we also give gift cards to families that, especially ones that had kids. That's the ones we targeted, ones that had kids that need it, a lot. And oh yeah, I almost forgot about. Yeah, they don't have them on for very long. They have them on for a short time, and then they're back to the tan suits. But we definitely wanted to have the blue suits and stuff. I would like to get a green suit, which would be awesome. Obviously, everybody knows why, because they have a No Ghost logo with Slimer on it, and I thought it would be cool to get a green suit, have the patch with a No Ghost logo with Slimer on it, and then if I could get that, I'd get a Slimer hat. That'd be freaking awesome. And yeah, I thought that'd be kind of cool. Have like a Slimer suit. That'll be neat as shit. Sour X Gaming, how's it going, brother? Yeah, I love you too, brother, for sure. But appreciate you stopping in. But yeah, I figured I'd come on here. I'll go for 2 hours here, at least. Not that I'm tired of talking, but I tend to not try to go too long on these videos. But I'll go to 2 hours here since there's plenty of people in here. So if there's anything you want to see back behind me, want to know anything about, now's the time. I'll probably show off a couple more things here. But if there's anything specific you see back here that you're not quite sure what it is, or want to know more about it, then, I do want to show a couple items here of potential interest here, particular interest here. I'm sure everybody knows one of the things I'm going to show. Clear off some stuff here. That's the problem, is getting all the stuff out of the frickin' way so you can take the stuff off the shelf without stuff falling off the shelf. Gotta dust these things again one of these days. But yeah, here's another thing that's worth a good bit of money. That's pretty freaking rare. I didn't make too many of them. But yeah. A lot of people might not even have not even seen this Virtual Boy. It's got a stand here. It wasn't virtual reality that, strapped to your head. It was just something you would set on the table, and then you would duck down in it, look down in it. A lot of them doesn't have this foam piece right here. If you notice them in like a Cartridges Galore or something, you'll notice they don't even have this foam piece on. This foam piece is a pretty rare item to be on it. And of course the cartridge goes right here. I only have one Mario Tennis. Sounds really boring, but it's actually pretty fun. One in there with label up, so you can't even tell what game it is, which is pretty funny. It does say Virtual Boy on the cartridge there, but yeah, plugged in with a Super Nintendo power supply. It did have a battery pack as well. I don't have the battery pack, but it did have a battery pack as well. But here's another weird item for it. This is the controller. This is how weird the controller is. But yeah, it's got its own proprietary plug, and this is the way it plugged in. Like I said, same plug as the Super Nintendo. Pretty crazy. Pretty weird controller. Didn't really take off well. It wasn't very well received. But nowadays it's worth a lot of money. One of the rare items in my game room, for sure. And another one of my rare items that are in the game room is actually right beside it. There's more to it than this, but this is just the glove itself. A lot of people may have not even saw this, but this is the Power Glove from Nintendo as well. Again, not well received. Pretty crappy, actually, if I'm going to be honest. It didn't really work that well at all. It's going to kind of crudely put it on here, but yeah, that's the Power Glove. Plugged into it actually looks just like the Genesis controller port again, but pretty freaking crazy how this thing worked. It didn't work very well. That's why it wasn't very well received. It had like this, I have it in here, but I would have to dig behind a bunch of stuff. But it had the thing that laid across the top of your TV and then down the right hand side of the TV for like the sensor bar, so it would indicate right here on your glove. There's only a handful of games. There's only a handful of games that come out for it. I do have one called Super Power Glove. I'm not sure how long it would take to find it, but I can look pretty quick here and see. Put some of this stuff back here. Let me see. Don't know how hard it will be to find it, but yeah, it's probably on the bottom, which means it'd be really hard to get. But anyway, it's called Super Power Glove. Yeah, it's down on the very bottom. It would take a while to dig out, but anyway, it's called Super Power Glove, which is it's a pretty fun game if it worked properly, but to be quite frank about it, to be honest with you, it doesn't work very well. It's crap. I mean, and I know you can't, and some people would compare it to, you know, the PlayStation VR, or that's just stupid to do that, because you can't compare it to VR. I mean, you just can't. I mean, then I got, you know, of course I have the MetaQuest 2. You can't compare it to that. It's way different technology from a long time span of technology advancing. So I mean, you can't compare it to that kind of stuff. But if you, for the time when it come out, it was pretty cool. I mean, apparently it made some people sick. It never made me sick. I don't know where they got that, how that even came about exactly. But apparently it made some people sick. Never made me sick. It's just cool. I mean, it's a cool item to have, first of all, in your collection for, conversation piece. It's also worth a good bit of money. Not that I want to sell it, but, you never know. Down the road, something happens. You never know. I don't want to sell it, but if I had to help my family in some way, then I would do it, just because that's what you do, But I got plenty of other stuff to sell before then, but, just saying. But it's a really cool item just to have, and along with the Power Glove, it's awesome just to have the different things you had when you was a child. In this case, things I didn't have when I was a child, because I didn't have either of those as a child. But I did have a lot of these consoles as a kid. Because these clearly aren't the same ones I had as a kid, obviously. But another pretty rare item. It's not really rare, but it's worth a good bit of money, is the old top loader NES. A lot of people may have not even seen a top loader NES, but this is what it looks like. I think the Super Nintendo kind of got a little inspiration off of this to be made, but for anybody that knows, the top loader NES is the second version of the NES. As you can tell, it only has the freaking RF. The RF adapter doesn't have RCAs. You can mod them to have RCAs, but I'd rather not do that, just because that would actually depreciate the value of it. Don't want to really do that. And I have an original Nintendo right there that does better video, so why screw this one up, There's no need, But this one was a lot more reliable than the original, but the video signal isn't quite as well. It isn't quite as good. A lot of people were complaining it doesn't have an LED light like the original to tell you that it's on. That's just minor stuff. Like, who cares that it doesn't have a light on there? As long as it works, who cares? If you see a picture on the screen, then you know it's on. I mean, it's just common knowledge, common sense. But it's pretty neat just to have in your collection. There's also different versions of the Super Nintendo. As you can see, this is what the original Super Nintendo looked like. This is the original Genesis right here, and then this is the second gen Genesis. And then here's the little midget N64. Again, no power. Well, I think it does have a LED actually, but it just simplified. You know what I mean? And it's a lot smaller. And then there's actually a third. There's actually a third version of the Genesis as well. Or, a third version of the Genesis. There's not a third version of the Super Nintendo, but you know what I mean. And there's actually another Genesis that came out later that has the game cartridge slot as well, and it's actually a licensed product. But it's really tiny. Had built-in games, and you could also put your cartridges in it. Pretty neat. I mean, I'd love to see Sega, like I said before, I'd love to see Sega come back out with another console. I thought that'd be awesome. But, who knows? Maybe one day. But anyway, I'm not tired of talking, but it seems like the comments are going a little slow. I might go ahead and jump off here in a little bit, but hey, how's it going, Frosty? Appreciate you stopping in. But, probably jump off here soon. Don't like to go too long because, well, around this time of the day, it's, it's almost tomorrow already, for one thing. And people don't like to come in here and watch hours worth of video. Whereas if I make it shorter, a little shorter, people might come in and actually look through the video. But anyway, a little bit of information I want to give out here. For anybody that's not subscribed, please consider subscribing if you like the content you're seeing, if you like the video, if you like the items in this room right here. then this is probably the video for you. This is probably the stream for you. And also, if you're subscribed, then you're automatically eligible to participate in the giveaways. And I'm going to be doing them every 100 subscribers. Last one I did was, I think the last one I did though was 630, 650, or what the heck was it? I can't remember exactly what the last one was. But the next one's 700 subscribers, which got a little ways to go. But at 700 subscribers, going to be doing another giveaway. Most of the time what I do is I do like gift cards, like a PSN card or an Xbox card. Sometimes both. Probably at 700 subscribers, I'm going to be doing both cards. Yeah, that's kind of the point. That's awesome. It's kind of the idea of why I like doing this. So show people new stuff, or show people, first of all, show people stuff from their childhood, which is why I collect it. And number two, some people have never seen this stuff. And they, you know, there's other places to see it, obviously, but why not see it here? You know what I mean? Get some information. I don't know everything there is to know about all these consoles, but, you know, I know a good bit. And the backstories of how I obtained stuff is pretty awesome. Some people like hearing that as well. But yeah, if you're subscribed, then you can participate in the giveaway. And what I do is I play, well, I got WWE 2K23 now, and got some unlockable characters bought. And basically what I do is you pick a character, you know, you pick a wrestler. I do I do computer versus computer, so I'm not playing any of it, and have a big tournament. Winner wins the card. You know what I mean? And if it's 2 cards, then I figure out a way to. A lot of times when it's 2 cards, what I do is I have a tournament, and I tell people not to leave, because at the end of it, there's going to be one winner, right? So that one winner will be able to pick from which card they want if I do a 2-card giveaway. And then the other card that they don't, the second card that they don't pick, minus that player, of course, everyone else I can put in like a battle royal situation, and the winner of that match could go on to win the second card. Is how I've done it in the past. So it's always a good time. It's always a good time. Once in a while, a couple of them I didn't get many people in, but for the most part, I got plenty of participants, and I'm thankful for that. And had a lot of cool giveaways. So be looking out for that. Make sure you check out all the links in the description below. Check out all those guys. There's a lot of YouTubers. Some of them went to Twitch now. There's actually a couple Twitch users in there now. And their corresponding YouTube channel as well, which they don't. Game Dungeon Productions, he doesn't do anything on YouTube anymore, but he still has a lot of videos up that you can check out. But he's on Twitch now, so you can check out his YouTube and his Twitch. And definitely awesome guys and gals, for that matter, gamers in the mix here, because that's what we do. That's what I like. That's who I like to support, and definitely check all those out. Tell them I sent you if you check them out. Consider subscribing to them, and support. You want to support these people because they're keeping this stuff alive. You know what I mean? And it's made a big comeback, and I'm thankful for that, because back a few years ago it wasn't quite as big as it is now. They didn't have as many, stuff like this, and now retro's back. It's the new cool, it seems like, which is awesome. So can't wait to see what the future brings. Future videos, make sure you check them out. And thanks for watching, everybody. And I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here. Like I said, I'm not tired of talking, but yeah, thanks for all the support, everyone, and have a great night. And until next time, I'll meet you right back here in the Oasis.